Hey guys, Ash here, Watcher of Realms. Welcome to the video. Sending some good vibes, some love your way, especially if you need it. Today, we have the top 10 mages in the game, ranked from 10 all the way to numero uno. This is not concluding this series of top 10s. We actually have fighters to do after this, but after that is done, we will have our updated 2024 kind of midway through the year. Let me know if you agree or disagree, or if I snub one of your favorite heroes in the comments below. You guys really enjoyed the faster format where I didn't read all the skills off the previous couple of videos, so we'll do the same. I'll quickly go through this and I'll just tell you why I like these heroes. One honorable mention: Laurel's a very weird one, right? Because half the time, well, not half the time, most of the time, we're not even leaving her on the battlefield, right? We're using her for her talent ability. Increased rage attack by 1. Additionally, upon death, provide surrounding allies with a restoration of 50% of their rage cap. Well, you guys know how Laurel works. Is beyond death or retreat, so you can get that rage boost, right? Boost to the ultimates. That's really what makes Laurel so amazing. She could be number 1, she could be number 10, but I figured I would start out by just giving her that big honorable mention. She really belongs on the list, but she's top. Number 10 on the list is going to be Pyros. Pyros is an infernal epic lord. He's still the dude that I use for guild boss, and I have Cadence. I have Twin Fiend as well, but I still use Pyros because he gives me everything that I need, and the other two require awakening at A1 to get their full value, or at least the majority of their value, to be better than Pyros, right? So I don't have him A1, but Pyros is not easy to get to A5, but obviously being an epic, you can certainly get him awakened a lot easier, and he provides in his base everything that you need for the guild boss. He does have some debuffs in his kit as well, but of course he has his focus fire effect as an infernal lord. I'm sure a lot of you guys use Pyros. He definitely deserves a spot on the list, so he comes in at number 10. Number 9 is going to be a free hero that everybody gets in the game. It's Mari. Mari is incredible. I thought about ranking her even a little bit higher on this list. A modest cost at 13, just really good control and debuffs. She has great slow. She has great debuffs as well on her icicle ability, and she has a fantastic freeze on an AoE on the Blizzard ultimate. So hell yeah, Mari is definitely a hero that you can invest in the early game. Maxed her out, she's going to help you out all the way until the end game. Some tricky areas of Void Rift and the likes. She's great for slowing and controlling, freezing, you name it, debuffs as well. Now it's time to migrate over here to the legendary heroes in the game. Coming in at number 8 on the list is going to be Demi. Don't have her, wish I did. I saw some people disappointed with Demi. I think people were expecting maybe a little bit more damage than they got out of her, but she's still a very, very capable lord, a cultist lord at that, which is very desirable, and she has a pretty good talent and gains invisibility permanently, reduces max HP in doing so, but also gains specialized attack speed. She's one of the best slow and control out there. She brings a little bit of damage on the ultimate as well. It's not bad, but it does provide anti-healing and even more slow, and a great lord skill obviously on top of that, and a very valuable cultist faction. So Demi comes in at number 8. At number 7 is going to be Twin Fiend. Might be a little bit low than some of you guys may have been expecting. As I said, I have Twin Fiend, and unfortunately I don't have him at A1. At A1, Twin Fiend is going to bring those really, really necessary and big, juicy 25% debuffs. That's where you can really extract the full value out of Twin Fiend. I just don't have him there. That being said, he still is a great AoE Infernal Lord, and he's, used amongst some of the top teams, in Guild Boss. He enters into the Infernal Rage state, where attacks will inflict burning, so he has that continuous burning that he brings to the table as well. Definitely a very good mage, but again, I really want him at A1 to extract that full value. I guess A5 would be full value, but you guys know what I'm saying. Number 6, this might be a bit high. Some of you may not be expecting, but if you know me in the channel, and what I really, really love, it's Ajax. He costs a lot, this dude. 26, he's hard to get, but he's unnamed, meaning that he's one of the most versatile, if not the most versatile mages in the entire game. You can use him in every single faction trial, right? So once you get him, he's going to be a staple of your teams on a daily basis. You know, even beyond faction trial, he's a great range. He has burning all over the place. He has a cool little lightning extra damage, and then he has a proximity debuff to magic resistance as well within 2 tiles. So he brings a lot to the table with a very kind of wide and unique-ish range. Very, very big range. To me, he is absolutely worth the 26 cost. And again, because he can be used now in every faction trial, this is like as of 8 months ago or whatever, he really shot up my list. I love Ajax. Coming in at number 5 is going to be Viserna. Viserna does suffer from having single damage on her attack, which is kind of a bummer considering she has one of the best instant damage execution abilities on the Reaper's Grasp on her ultimate. 700% AoE damage, and then the execution. I mean, insane ultimate. Viserna's got you covered in a small amount of time, right? She has Mortal Kiss on the target, which does a little bit of AoE damage based on the caster's attack as well. So she is helped out by that. She's also the bond skill of Silas, right? Which is not the strongest bond skill in the game, but Silas is, of course, the strongest marksman in the game. Really strong bond there. Coming in at number 4 on the list is going to be Comet. Yeah, I ranked Comet over Viserna. I remember back in the day, I used to prefer Viserna, but now I prefer Comet. What about you guys? This dude is just everything that you want from a freaking mage, man. Big multipliers, big damage, sustained heavy damage, a great talent, and his ultimate, it feels like it lasts forever. It's just this big, sustained. I love Comet. He is my personal, I want to make sure I really believe it, I think he's my favorite mage in the game, Comet. He really is. Just really fun. He's not necessarily the strongest faction in the game, but if you're lucky enough to have Venoma, it's a pretty fun pairing. You don't even have to actually use her on the battlefield, but he'll come in like all raged up and ready to go. 30% extra rage on his first deployment, so you can use that ult right away, and it's a really strong combo, especially in the arena. Coming in at number 3 on the list is going to be Cadence. Speaking of arena, this dude's in every arena battle in the center, right? So Cadence is really great. Again, I hate to keep belaboring the point here on these Infernal Lords, but that A1, this is the only reason that I do not use him. I wish I could. I mean, of course I could. But for me, an A5 Pyros is still a better option, which says a lot. But we really want those debuffs on that A1 again. So maybe someday I'll get lucky. Very good Lord. Infernal Lord. He can be used certainly outside of Guild Boss, but he's in a lot of top Guild Boss teams. Guild Boss 1. Single target monster. Self-scaling damage. Big boy damage. Just keep scaling up. You guys know the visual, right? His ult works a bit differently, obviously, than Twin Fiend, but he's still extremely capable of dealing a lot of damage vis-a-vis the focus fire. Number 2 in the game. Number 2 is going to be Ingrid. Oof, I got my hands on Ingrid. I am a very lucky fella. She could be number 1. I mean, I think that you guys will probably agree on who's number 1 here, but she could be number 1. She's just so unique and so good. Her base stats are insane. Her cost is high, but she's a Lord for Watchers and Arbiters. Really useful. Great Lord skill, obviously. You're going to get, after Lords deal direct damage to an enemy, faction team members deal 20% extra damage to that enemy within 3 seconds. We're going to get the more faction allies are on the team. We have it periodically increases faction team members damage and healing bonus by 50% for 20 seconds. Very strong Lord skill in one of the, and obviously an Arbiter, the strongest faction in the game. Insane damage, great range extension. She's got burning. She's got single target switching to AoE damage. I mean, Ingrid is just insane. I actually have a guide, not a guide, more of like how she changed my account video coming out on her pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. But to the surprise of absolutely no one, it's Pyros at number 1. Pyros, I mean, he does so much freaking damage with the Super Divinity 3 in the final verdict that you don't even really need to use him. You know, I mean, he can sit on the sidelines and still be one of your top damage dealers, provided that you have enough Arbiters on the team, because it does scale, obviously, according to the number of other Arbiters on your squad. True damage, scaling damage, sustained damage, tons of damage. Arbiter, all Arbiter teams can just do insane things because of him, primarily again because of that passive. I don't see anybody ask for nerfs in any of my YouTube channels, like any of these gacha games. No one wants to be the person calling for nerfs. And to be clear, I am not calling for any nerfs to any of these heroes, including Pyros. However, I actually see in the comments on a pretty regular basis that he needs a nerf. Like a lot of people saying that. Where do you stand on Pyros? Does this dude need a nerf, or is he totally cool as he is, being a very hard to get Arbiter Lord? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you agree on my rankings. We had Laurel, Pyros, Mari, Demi, Twin Fiend, Ajax, Viserna, Comet, so Cadence, Ingrid, and Pyros. Thank you for watching. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.